Welcome to this video tutorial on the topic of the positioning tool. This video will show you how to use this function, which allows you to move, rotate, and scale the restoration, and therefore align it in the dental arch. For this, we select the function Move under Tools in the Page palette. The Position and Rotate function will display a sphere above the restoration, which can be used to move and rotate it. First, we should check that the crosshairs are aligned correctly on top of the restoration. If not, move the cursor on the crosshairs, keep the right mouse button pressed down, and move it to the correct position. If the Keep Contacts option is active, both occlusal and proximal contacts are retained when moving and rotating crowns. Let's start with the positioning arrows first. These are the crossed arrows. Using these, you can select the vertical or horizontal axis, or both axes at the same time. Click on the tip of one arrow with the left mouse button for minor adjustments. Each click moves the restoration by 25 micrometers. For larger movements, click on one of the axes with the left mouse button and keep it pressed down. Now the restoration moves continuously in the direction of the arrow when the trackball is moved. The cursor can also be positioned in the center of the cross. This allows continuous and stepless movements towards both axes. Select Undo to discard the changes. Additional direction arrows and arrow axes appear once you align the perspective to lingual direction. Next, let's take a look at the Rotate option. Position the cursor on one of the longer arrows, keep the left mouse button pressed down, and complete a rotation. We now move to the Scale tool. The scaling function allows you to change the size of the restoration in different ways. The restoration is scaled in a certain direction depending on which arrow you select. Move the cursor onto the arrow so that it is highlighted in orange. This way, you can enlarge or reduce the restoration in the mesiodistal direction, for instance, or, alternatively, in the buccolingual direction. The entire restoration is enlarged or reduced by clicking on the ball at the center of the crossed arrows. Selecting one of the 4 other arrows allows you to enlarge or reduce the restoration in the direction shown. The restoration is then enlarged or reduced on only one side. Close the tool by clicking on the positioning icon again. Thank you very much for your attention. We would like to wish you every success when working with CEREC.